Hello, everybody. This is Brooklyn with Tri-Cities KW, and today we're going to be talking about getting our supporting documentation signed and sent directly to the listing agent. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we have sent a purchase and sales agreement and our purchase and sales agreement was accepted. So now we need to get the supporting documents from the MLS into our room and sent for signature. Now, there's something really cool that you can do with something like the supporting documentation is that once you've gotten it signed, instead of then taking the extra step and emailing it directly from the room to the listing agent, you can set it up so that after it's signed, the listing agent automatically gets a copy. And that's how this works, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Flex MLS. I have that open right here, and I'm going to type in my address and find the property. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the right-hand side of the screen, and you're going to notice there's like layers upon layers here. I'm going to go to the place that says Documents, okay? If I select Documents, I can then select all the information that I need, and I can click this Print Checked Documents. That's then going to open it up in its own little screen. Okay, I'm simply going to hit print. I'm going to save it as a PDF. It's going to ask me what I want to name it. And then I can simply exit off this pop-up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my DocuSign room. I already have that open, and I'm going to upload that documentation. I'm going to click Add Computer, and then I'm going to select those MLS documents. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can go ahead and split this documentation to get everything in its own little rectangle across the screen, or you can leave it in one PDF file and separate it after you get it signed. I'm not going to go over how to split documents in this tutorial, but I do have another command short that shows you how to split the documentation. So for now, we're just going to select this PDF, and we're going to come up here to our toolbar, and we're going to select the pen. This is going to bring it into the signature section. It's also called an envelope. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name this supporting documents. This is going to help me know what lives in this envelope later down the road. I'm then going to leave this PDF here. Now, if you split it up before, it's perfectly fine. You can put all the PDF or documents, whatever you want to call them, in one envelope to send. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to come down here to recipients, and I'm going to select room participants. So I'm going to select my buyers, Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff. And I'm going to add them. But now there's something else I'm going to do here too. I'm going to go ahead and add the listing agent to this envelope because there's no pertinent information in this envelope. Remember, it's just the supporting documents for our purchase and sales agreement. That's going to give them any personal information on my buyers. In fact, they're just signing all the seller's documentation that they gave us via the MLS. So I don't necessarily want to take the time later to email that documentation to him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a recipient, and I'm going to select email address. That's then going to give me a blank box that I can then type in who I want to be in it. This is my listing agent. Ideally, you're going to want to put their email address here, but I'm not really going to send all this stuff out, so I'm going to leave it blank just to make sure if I do accidentally hit the send button, it doesn't go anywhere. But you would want everybody's email addresses to be in there. Now, what I want to happen is I want Natasha and Bruce to sign first. And then I want Matt to get his copy. So I'm going to change his place in the lineup from 1 to 2. Okay. Now I'm going to change this needs to sign to receive a copy. What that's going to do is once the documentation has been signed, it's automatically going to send Matt, the listing agent, a copy of the documentation. I always like to change this. Okay, and then I'm just simply going to hit the next button and I'm going to start tagging my stuff for signature. You guys have seen how to tag stuff for signature, so I'm going to skip that step and end this video here. But if you have any questions, please just reach out to me or Amy and we'll be happy to help.